Hi, this is Misha. Got a little video for you here before I hit the hay for the night. Figured I would kind of talk about Eaglemoss models directly. I've got my Enterprise NX-01s out. And while I definitely like the NX-01 design and even don't mind the Enterprise series, this is a good model to really address something that I was kind of looking for when I was first trying to get into these models a while back, the different sizes. And so most of my videos are more on the history of the vessels themselves and just a little bit on the models. But this video is strictly on the Eaglemoss models and kind of a size comparison and what you get. Here, this is the standard NX-01 regular size model. It's about 5.2 inches long, and these have a retail price of $22.99 in the US. However, you can usually find them on sale quite a bit less, and also subscriptions are more like 20 bucks. So this is the standard one, and they're nearly up to issue 150 in the standards, plus a few bonus models and all that. Again, 5 and just under 1/4 inches. Now, next up, we've got the NX-01 refit. Not exactly the same ship, but very close. This is in their special edition line, also known as their large. This is where they do kind of special concept ships. They don't have as many in this line. They're up to issue 15, which is the Space Dock, which I'll actually have any day now. In this series, we've had space stations. We've had some concept ships like this critter here. And we've had mostly JJ verse ships. In fact, all the JJ verse ships have been in this special. And this is a larger version. This is 7.2 inches long. So about 2 inches larger. So a little less than 50% larger overall. And I chose this because while the specials aren't larger editions of standard ships, they're usually their own thing, this is so close to the regular that it's a good comparison. The saucer is the same. And then finally we have the XL edition NX-01. These are large edition models that they have done. And they're just about to release the 11th one, which is the Akira USS Thunderchild. Predominantly, the 10 that have come out so far have been hero ships, and most of those being the Enterprise. This is the largest version they do. This critter is 8.7 inches long, so about 1.5 inches longer than the special, and 3.5 inches longer than the standard. So this is as close as I could really get to a really apples to apples comparison. Each of these comes with a stand. This is the standard one with a little thing. The stand base are the same size. But of course the bracket to hold it is larger for the special. And here is for the XL. Funnily enough, it has a smaller bracket. So all the things have that. While I like the NX-01 design, the model from Eaglemoss seems to be one of the best received and really best made. Let's look at the standard here. It has kind of a metallic paint, like the ship from the show. In addition, we have lots of metal. The saucer and the struts are metal, with, of course, the nacelles, the warp engines being polymer, but even then, we have plastic inserts. So it feels good. It's got detail, but it's not kind of overreaching. It's really where these models are at their best. It's large enough to show good detail. It's got real weight. It feels like a true die-cast model. And for what these cost, 20 bucks, give or take. I mean, I've seen them as cheap as 14 bucks. Sometimes even 10 if you have the right coupon code combinations, and they're pretty easy to get free shipping with. And at most, sometimes you see them on Amazon and places for 25. Of course, that does include a magazine and such. But yeah, I think the NX-01, which was their fourth in this standard series, has been very well received, and it's just really is neat. Of course, other makers have done the NX-01, but not that many, because Enterprise was towards the end of the golden age of Star Trek. Just because it's me. Now, we'll get into this more in the actual history videos and stuff, but this critter in the show is just under 230 meters long. The saucer is actually quite large. Has about the same diameter as the Constitution class, maybe a bit less. But of course, it is housing most of our engine components here because there's no engineering section. We've got a total of 7 decks. They're not numbered 1, 2, 3. They're numbered A, B, C, so kind of the old style. We've got a shuttle bay with a couple of shuttle pods, and then of course we've got the warp engines that have a real, respectable retro look going on for them. At least, still keeping it attractive for being a hero ship. This would have had a maximum warp of 5. Originally, it would leave space dock with just spatial torpedoes, and they would add phase cannons, and then eventually they would upgrade it with photonic torpedoes. NX-01. Now, the special edition, this is probably, if not everyone's favorite so far, definitely in the top 2 or 3. This is the concept that was potentially going to be in Season 5 of Enterprise, showing it upgraded, and also kind of bridging the gap between the original NX-01 and the USS Enterprise from the original series. The saucer is mostly unchanged, but we've kind of moved our warp engines and such down to a new secondary hull, freeing up space on the saucer, allowing for more storage, crew quarters, power plants, whatever. We've given a Constitution-style deflector, essentially satellite dish. We've kind of gone to the early Constitution-style engines, nacelles with the spikes on the Bussard collectors. Pretty neat, kind of throwback, homage. We've got a shuttle bay in the back, but it looks a little clunkier than the Constitution. This has a little more polymer to it because of the engineering hull, but we still have a mostly metal saucer, and yeah, this is pretty much all polymers down here, but well done. Of course, the bottom of this is polymer, and then so with the top part is the metal. Still has nice weight. Still feels good. These usually go for about $44.95 standard price, But again, you can find them on sale for 40 bucks even, without a lot of stress or looking, or if you have a subscription. So, about double, but not as easy to find on sale. But truthfully, where else are you going to find this concept? It was never actually seen on screen, because Season 5 never happened, but just a neat thing, and it really shows kind of the next step up in the special or large size. Again, we'll get into that later in another video, so check that out. And then finally, the XL edition, which these are a bit controversial, and it's debatable if they're really worth the money. It has a lot of weight to it, very solid feeling. It's pretty much the exact same as the little one, just scaled up. So we have equal amounts of metal. The pylons are metal now. The small little section down here is metal. Saucer's metal. Pretty much the only plastic is the engine, but they do have the see-through inserts, so kind of need to be. Hard to have see-through metal, guys. So it does feel very substantial, very die-cast, and it's got a good deal of detail, solid. It is a neat model. These are retail for $74.95, and when I've seen them on sale, they've been about $67, and that's pretty much always with free shipping on something this pricey. It's worth pointing out that the two larger ones come in a styrofoam kind of clamshell box with a pretty thick cardboard outer box with flaps. These small little models come in a kind of half cardboard box with a clamshell plastic see-through, so they're not quite as protected, unfortunately. But these come in pretty protective. And all of these come with a multi-section, several-page magazine. I believe it's about 40 pages with colored diagrams and all that stuff. Unfortunately, not much use to me, but hey, that's what the internet's for, I suppose. So is it worth it? I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm doing my main job. I know what value is to some people. What's a ripoff to some is a great deal to others. I can say that these have brought me a great deal of enjoyment. And while I had an idea of what the NX looked like before getting these, for one thing, I had no idea what this looked like. So that was neat to finally see it. But having these really kind of fleshed out, and I really got a good feel for the NX and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Just thought I'd kind of share my reviews. All in all, I'm happy with these. I think they're neat, and they seem well constructed, and yes, they have issues, but realize that like most things in this day and time, these are mass-produced in China, and if you're not going to pay custom, real hand-painted prices, you know, realize you're getting a mass-produced item. Having been, young and living through all the eras of like Micro Machines and the Playmate stuff and other Star Trek things, I can tell you that they all have potential issues, but, it is what it is. In the end, I think they're worth it. I like this NX-01 I've got set up along with the other large enterprises, and to me it makes a neat display. Unfortunately, this kind of one here doesn't really fit in with any particular display. I think if it were more the standard scale, it would have fit in better. Personally, it's not a cost thing. I just think I would have liked to have seen this in the bonus edition standard size. I think it would have been better, and then it would have scaled better with other ships like this and the Intrepid. But that's just me. So what do you think? Let's have a discussion below. Talk about Eaglemoss, other models you like. Their models are always a lot of fun. Anyway, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you click the button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also check out some of my other videos on Star Trek and other science fiction type things, or even cat videos. This is Misha, and I will catch you next time.